You ready to take control of your nutrition? Well, today we're talking about macros in a way that's stress-free, practical, and easy to follow. By the end of this video, you'll understand why tracking macros is essential for you toning up, building muscle, and losing fat, or whatever your goal is. Like my client Renee, who was working out but was struggling to see results because of her nutrition. Then after a few weeks of dialing in her macros, she lost her love handles and lost 15 pounds. Or my client Christelle, who was working out but struggled to lose the stubborn belly fat, dialed in her macros, was able to snatch her waist while maintaining muscle mass. Or my two clients who dialed in their macros and lost 30 plus pounds, inches off their waist, while making sure that they look toned for the first time. Let's start with the basics. Macros are the three essential nutrients your body needs: protein, carbs, and fats. Protein builds the muscle. Think of it as the bricks for your body. Carbs are your body's primary energy source, the fuel for your tank. Fats are crucial for hormone production and overall health, like the oil that keeps your engine running smoothly. This approach gives you control to know that you're gonna see results without the rigid fad diets or restrictive meal plans.
Now let's get practical. I'm gonna show you exactly how to track your macros using an app like MyFitnessPal. So you go in, you log in, let's say you're having a grilled chicken sandwich type of thing. Now when you go and press diary, you normally can scan most foods and it'll pop up, and that's it. You just put as much as you were going to eat. Now, when you scan some foods, like this chicken breast, they may not pop up. That's when you have to type it into the search bar to make sure that, you click the right one. Always transfer the actual serving size into grams. That's the most accurate way to track food. Then boom, you're done. Tracking is simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Now let's go over how to track mixed ingredient meals. These seem like the more complicated ones, but it can be simple. This is how you do it. Before you fully cook everything, what you want to do is you want to weigh each individual ingredient. Okay? Example, we're making lasagna. We're gonna weigh the pasta. We're gonna weigh the cheese like you see here. We're gonna weigh vegetables and any protein in grams, right? If you want to put raisins, that's crazy, but you put it in there, write it down so that you know exactly what you have of each ingredient. Now, you do want to weigh the bowl that you're going to use, the big dish that you're going to use prior, so that you understand how much your actual dish weighs, because you're going to want to write this down. Let's say that this is the mixed ingredient lasagna, this big bowl of whatever, full of ingredients, and we're going to weigh the weight of that meal equals the amount of servings you're going to log this into. So now you'll click diary, you'll go into my recipes, create a new recipe, title it something you'll remember. I put Jason's special noodles because those noodles were definitely special. And now we're going to write down the amount that our total dish weighed as the serving size, which will make sense here in a second. But then go in and start just adding the ingredients, each individual ingredient that we wrote down prior, into this actual dish. So now you'll go in, you could scan it, you could also type it just like I'm doing right here. This is very easy. This is just continuing the thing that we just learned at the beginning, making sure that we weigh everything in grams and enter everything in grams. Remember, when you're tracking the total serving sizes, you have to subtract the weight of the bowl from the weight of the dish, and that will be the accurate amount of serving sizes for your created recipe. Now, as you save your dish, each serving represents 1 gram. So when you go and you serve yourself your new dish, you weigh it out as much as you're going to eat, and it will automatically give you the macros for that meal. Now, let's say you're at a mom and pop shop that doesn't show up on MyFitnessPal, or let's say you're eating out at a friend's house. Basically, what you want to do is you want to search up similar meals from chain restaurants that will be in the app. Example, if you're eating steak and potatoes, I'll just look up Applebee's real quick because that will be in the app, and I'll look up the exact steak. I'll put about the exact same size that I'm going to be having, which is if it's 4 ounces, I'll just put 4 ounces. And then for the mashed potatoes, I'll just grab a name brand chain restaurant, and I'll use a similar order just to track it as that. It may be a few calories off, but that's the closest way to be able to track things, situations like that. Remember, don't stress about hitting exact numbers. I can't stress this enough, right? Aim to be within 9 grams of each macro. A little bit above, a little bit below, that's perfectly fine. Also, think of your macros as a weekly average rather than a daily success or failure. That's where you'll see people have unnecessary stress around macro counting. right? Consistency over time is what matters most. For reference, this is what I would count as a successful day, right? I'm 10 below my protein goal. I am 12 over my fats, and I am actually 5 grams below my carbs. I'm not going to stress it. I'm close enough, and I'm within that 9 grams range.
To recap, macros helps you with flexibility to enjoy the food you eat while making sure what you do eat is in alignment with your specific goals. Understand that consistency is way better than perfection. You don't need to be exactly spot on for every single macro. Aim within 9 grams of your goal. It's not the end of the world if your macros aren't hit on a daily basis, because what matters is your weekly averages. Complexity is the enemy of consistency, so keep it simple. You got this. The more you understand macros, the easier it'll be to make choices that get you closer to your result. This is a skill, so the more you practice, the easier it'll get. Soon it'll be second nature, and you'll be looking fine as hell without even thinking about it.